So I'm just getting ready to go out on the sailboat, and it's getting close to the middle of October in Michigan. So what that means is a little bit of cold. And the other thing that means is it's time to get some clothes on. It takes around 45 minutes, give or take, to get out there. The reason I'm going out is, yeah, we'll take the boat out, but just to kind of check on it. When you have a boat, you can't leave it for too long. Something inevitably needs to be taken a look at. So we'll take a look at it, make sure everything's good. The boat's going away on October 16th. I had a call with the boatyard this week, on Friday, about that, actually. So it's really coming out, and I just want to make the most of it while it's out on the water. So we are just pulling into the marina right now. And my bet is there aren't going to be too many people here because it's October. All right. It is 12:11, which means we're probably going to be able to catch the 12:30 bridge. There's a bridge here in South Haven, which you have to go under, especially with a sailboat. And here's Moon Dancer. She looks great. It's been about a week and a half since I've been out here, maybe less. And I always just do a quick look around. Looks like there's a cigarette butt. Nice. It's not for me. Yeah, it's pretty much the shape that we left her in. So I figured before we get going today, since we're out on the boat, this is the first time that Moon Dancer has been shown in this series, we do a quick boat tour. For those of you who have been a subscriber for a while and watched my first series on YouTube called Life Outbound, you've probably seen a lot of this. You've seen Moon Dancer. I mean, you've seen a lot of Moon Dancer. That entire series was about just me working on the boat, getting the boat ready, buying the boat for the first time. And this new vlog series is more about the whole of my life. But this is the first time that it's been shown in this series. So because of that, we're going to go through, and I'm just going to point out a few different things. For people who are new to the channel, you'll get to see the whole of the boat. And for people who are old to the channel and actually watch that original series, Life Outbound, it'll be kind of cool for you too, because you'll get to see some of the improvements that have been made since we first did that series. So without further ado, we're going to go down below, and I'm going to mainly show the cabin in this episode. So stepping through the companionway, that's what the entrance on a boat down to the cabin is, or at least on a sailboat is called. I'm not sure about a motorboat, but you can see one of the first improvements that have been made has actually been by a friend's dad. And he actually made these beautiful teak companionway doors for Moon Dancer. And what these doors do is they fully close off the cabin, and they make it nice because normally in a sailboat, what you have for the companionway is you have these boards that slide in, and what that does is it completely closes off the cabin, and it makes it really dark when you are inside. So it becomes kind of like you're in a cave. But with these nice doors, with the plexiglass that smoked, it doesn't let... Thank you! She just said that's a nice name for a boat. Anyway, so with these nice like teak doors, the plexiglass, it's great because on a hot day it doesn't really let the sun through, but you can still see through the boat and out into the cockpit, and so it doesn't make it feel like you're in a cave. It's a really nice feature that I'm just so happy that Larry put in there. Looking around forward still, we can see that we have a nice galley here. This galley is like where we do all of our cooking, where we do all of our washing, and it is really usable. On a trip we took up north with Moon Dancer, every single day I cooked in the boat, washed all of our dishes in the boat, and it was really economical. I mean, we were able to, well, economical in the terms of, we didn't have to go out to eat all the time, and also safer because it was during, this whole thing that's going around. But it was also like really easy to do, and we had the ability to do it, and to comfortably be able to cook for 4 to 5 people in a small boat is a real feat, and we are able to do it in Moondancer. Some of the things that make that cooking easier is, yes, we have a sink and all that stuff, hot and cold water, which is, again, crazy for a boat that's 27 feet long. But we also have a gimbaled stove. So a gimbal stove just means that it will actually level out as the boat is on heel. So sailboats, when they're underway, they heel or lean to one side because the wind is pushing one side of the boat over, and it's counteracted by a giant lead keel, lead weight on the bottom of the boat. But you're leaning over like this. So when you're leaning over like this, you obviously can't cook a pot like that. So we have this stove that will actually level out with the boat, so you can cook on a 45-degree heel. You can boil water on a 45-degree heel, and we have. For a 27-foot boat, again, we do have a lot of storage. We have storage back here behind the port settee. Port is the left side of the boat. We have storage for plates, garbage bags, some spices, and then actually underneath the settee, we have pots and pans and all the different things that you might need to cook. VHF, pretty standard. I'm going to go turn that on because I'm going out. It has a really great range because we have a mast with an antenna that goes all the way up. We have an EPIRB, really important to have on a boat. If anything were ever to happen on this boat and we had to bail, or the boat was actually going down, we have a water activated EPIRB, so this sends an alert to like the US Coast Guard, any local responders. It puts a beacon out for any aircraft that are possibly passing by. We have in this boat surround sound speakers. One night we got Pirates of the Caribbean and we watched the movie in the boat, and we had like surround sound to watch the movie. It was really cool. Beneath the starboard settee, or the right side of the boat looking forward, we have just our water tanks underneath here. This is pretty big water tank for at least what this boat's used for. It's around 15 to 20 gallons, and it does help. But we get an additional 5 gallons because we have a hot water heater, which is really nice. I mean, having a hot water on a boat, have hot water on a boat. If you ever get a boat, have hot water. The other thing that you should have, which we put in last year, is this little puppy right here. We've got a head, which on a boat is just a bathroom, and it works for us. And actually, this head has a removable faucet here, which can be doubled as a shower, and that is really nice. We used that several times on the trip when we were all just like cruising. We all had like hot water showers in here, and when you're out on the water and you've been out for like 5, 7, sometimes 16 hours, having just a little bit of that clean feeling is really nice when you're on a boat. And then we have the forward berth, which is where I usually sleep when we're on board. And this is actually, it's comfortable. It's like totally a doable space. And especially during our trip up north, we slept 2 people up here the whole way. And it has a memory foam topper on it, and it's a really reasonable and economical place to sleep. And yeah, it's comfortable. Also, you get really good when you sleep up here. You get the maximum benefits of having heating and air conditioning in a boat. So without further ado, we're getting close to the next bridge. I'm gonna get the boat unplugged, and we're gonna get going here. What I'm just doing here is starting up the diesel engine. Whenever you haven't started it for a while, you want to push the key all the way forward. That gets the glow plugs to warm up the area around the engine. And then she should start right up. This engine is older than I am, and it just started like it was only not even a year old. And we're off. We have just a little over 10 minutes before the bridge goes up. This is the Black River, and the Black River is what forms the South Haven Harbor all the way out to the pierhead. But it's kind of an overcast day, and but that's okay. You know, for me, what all of this really is just kind of being out here and being out on the water and getting to enjoy the satisfaction of, you know, just being who I am. Any wind? The guy on that boat, I spent a lot of time talking with previous winters because he was right next to me. Another, liveaboard, lives here in South Haven. During the winter months, he figures something else out. But it looks like we do have a little bit of wind, so exciting. And now we're approaching the pierhead. It's always exciting to go out of a harbor. I mean, it is an absolutely gorgeous day. I mean, just look at those two boats on the horizon. I mean, you can probably see it, just barely see them with the camera. There's two boats out there. One has a black forward sail and one has two white sails. And they're just transiting up the coast. I mean, it's just beautiful to be a part of this. Well, we just got the head sail out, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off the engine, which is always the best part of sailing. And switch our batteries over. One of the batteries is running a little bit weak. So I'm just gonna but that alternator really did charge it up nice, so and we're sailing again. We're sailing again. Woo! Now we're headed out. Just like there's no question that being out here it's what my life's about. I mean, it always has been. And you got to do other things too, and it's not just about one thing. But as far as it's just definitely part of it. Who gets to do this? Who gets to do this? It's the adventure of it. It's every part. So I just came about, which means I turned the boat around and head back to South Haven. About 2 miles out. I wasn't planning on doing too much more than that. And we are just screaming back. I mean, we are just moving really quick. fact, I am going to check the speed. So I want to make sure we're not too overpowered. Yeah, we're moving 5.8 knots with just the head sail. And it looks like we got 18 knots of breeze, which means we actually are overpowered. So, or, you know, in general, this, if you were going in this much wind, you would furl in the, whoo! I don't know if you saw that, but the boat just turned up quite a bit. So I'm actually going to let out the sail. So we just don't have quite as much power. The wind is picking up quite a bit. When I got out here, it was like 10 knots. Now it's 18. You know, 8 knot increase is a lot. You know, something to note at least. But you know, this is what you can see that we are really heeling over quite a bit. But I mean, this is what sailing's about. This is why you go out. I mean, it's just, there's 3 other sailboats out here. I mean, this is just, I mean, come on. We're headed upwind too, which means we're at a steeper angle to the wind. I think I should draw that out for the channel sometime, but look, I got 4 of us out here, 4 sailboats. All the motorboats have gone in for the year and the sailboats are coming out to play. I just love it. I love it. It's so awesome. Oh. Yeah, that's a lot better. You know, sometimes you have a tendency, especially if you have any racing experience on sailboats, to trim the sails so you have as much power as you can. They're perfectly trimmed. There's an art to it. But, you know, when you're sailing under weather and you got a lot of power against those sails, sometimes, you know, it doesn't have to be optimized all the time. Sometimes it is about comfort. These sails definitely aren't optimized, but we'll take it. I'm out here by myself, after all. Woo! Another little puff. Another one's about to pop out from behind the sail.
Hard to see from the moment we arrived.
So we're almost back to South Haven, getting pretty close. So the question is, do we go in or do we go back out?
You put smiles on everyone. Of you.
And now we're going the other way.
And of all I should have